Hello! You are watching Max TV again. We all know that all the moments when cameras accidentally capture amazing and astounding cases from the animal world always cause delight and admiration. Get ready to witness friendly wild animals, jokes, encounters with wild animals, battles, and even cruel attacks. It's incredibly hard to believe what you're about to see, so relax and get ready to watch our large selection of the newest and most interesting events from the animal world. Let's go! This black cat is called Binks, and it is a real hero. When coyotes attacked its friend's dog in the yard, the fearless cat immediately ran to the rescue and scared off the predators. Surprisingly, it saved its friend's life. In Thailand, a man filmed a small python for a long time, which appeared directly from the ceiling and was moving around on a fan. It was definitely very funny for the guy, but when the fan threw the python right at the person filming, it became funny only for us. An American hunter filmed such a crazy moment. The hound dog grabbed a cougar by the tail, which climbed a tree with it. The dog continued to hold on to the tail and hang, and it looked really unusual. As the hunter reported, soon the dog just fell down. This door lock camera captured a courier near the door. As you can see, a domestic cat crept up from behind. The man definitely did not expect that it would jump on his back. The owner had to save the poor guy. She immediately ran out of the house and took her friendly pet away. I was shocked by this. The woman decided to look into the sewer, in which thousands of bats were hiding. It looks creepy. Now, we have another similar place. Leopard attacks on dogs in India are a common phenomenon that occurs primarily as a result of the interaction of wildlife and human settlements. This impudent decided to drag the dog right from the house, but it did not notice another dog that was sleeping nearby. As you can see, its friend immediately rushed to help and scared off the leopard. The predator had to stay hungry that night. I think you've heard that in Australia there is a bird called the kiwi, but you definitely had no idea what kind of sounds it makes. I think it's scarier than even the sounds from horror movies. This hermit crab lost its home and settled in a plastic cap. A man collecting shells on the beach decided to give the crab a new home. He even provided it with several options to choose from. The hermit crab chose a black striped shell. I have to say, it knows something about good design. This man was standing in the parking lot of a McDonald's in Los Angeles and drinking coffee. Suddenly, a huge hawk appeared out of nowhere and attacked a kitten, which the man put on a dashboard behind the windshield. The hawk was clearly at a loss, and the kitten did not really understand what had happened, but still hid behind the dashboard. This giraffe was clearly annoyed by the slowness of the turtle, and it decided to help it get to its destination faster. The laziest ones have come up with a very interesting way to walk their dog. They do it with a drone. It seems that the dogs don't mind at all. The main thing is that they're outside. This is definitely the most fearless woman in the world. She decided to catch a fat rat with a butterfly net. She caught the rat, but soon something went wrong. From the window of their house, people filmed how a doe with a cub came to drink water from their decorative waterfall. At some point, a curious kid falls into the water and begins to drown, but its stupid mother does not pay attention to this and continues to drink water as if nothing had happened. It's good that after a minute of effort, the poor creature managed to get out on its own. Now we have incredible shots that were lucky to be captured on camera. This killer whale hunts a dolphin and throws it several meters above the water. It looks amazing. Now we have a funny, arrogant pranker cat who scares passersby on the street by attacking with its paws. It's not clear why it's doing this, but it looks very funny. This is a unique way to catch catfish in the dry season in Africa. When the lake dries up, catfish hide in the swamp and wait for the rainy season to begin. The locals only need to find and dig up their catch. Next, an incredible case in the zoo was filmed by visitors. A small and curious lynx cub climbed out of the cage through the net. It did not know what to do next and began to call its mother for help. The lynx is right there, but all it can do is just stick its paw in and try to pull it up to the cage. Finally, its tactics worked. The baby approached the cage, and the adult lynx immediately pulled it back. These thirsty Brazilian pigeons flew to the pond to drink. The predatory freshwater fish noticed them and patiently waited underwater while pretending to be a stone. The killer fish chose the most appropriate moment, pounced on the pigeon, and dragged it to the bottom of the pond. As you can see, the agile bird was able to escape from the mouth of the fish and even literally fly out of the water. The crazy crow decided to take a ride on the windshield wiper of the car, and it clearly likes such a way of entertainment. Now we have another cheerful bird that did not want to fly away from the wiper, even when it started moving, but it was quickly blown away by the wind. As you can see, some birds are generally lazy, and to save their strength, they can ride a car for free. This man knew well what danger could lurk in the swamp on the shore of this reservoir, so before going to the water, he decided to check everything with a stick. This moose clearly showed what it looks to be like a cow on the ice, but it still managed to get up. This smart cow used its body to keep its calf from being washed away by floodwaters during a storm. But the most interesting thing is their coloring. The calf is a copy of the mother, and they look very beautiful together. The next moment was filmed in Ushuaia in Argentina. A seagull chick is being attacked by other seagulls. The chick inadvertently crossed the territory occupied by another family, and now it is waiting for very unpleasant consequences and perhaps even death. In this case, after numerous bites, the chick managed to escape. Now we have a terrible moment. This woman was cooking dinner near the house, but a long king cobra crept up behind her. 50-year-old housewife Tin stirred durian in a gas wok while the reptile slipped between her legs. The woman jumped back in a panic and ran away. I have to say, she was lucky that the snake did not have enough time to bite. Removing a goose from a drone, people got too close to the bird and immediately paid for it with their device. Wild geese are very aggressive and will always protect their family. At this moment, a woman was under attack.
Oh, fuck! Oh, shit, you motherfucker!
The policeman tried to drive the dog away from the overflowing river, but it desperately threw itself into the water and swam to the trees 20 meters from the shore. It turns out that a puppy was there, which needed to be urgently rescued. People were shocked, but the dog saved it. As it turned out, it was the last one saved, and all 3 puppies are alive and well. These capybaras on the banks of the Paraguay River were disturbed by something, and they all started jumping into the water together. After a moment, it became clear what had happened. They were being hunted by a jaguar, which was unlucky this time. Now, a chicken that has strayed too far from its coop and has become the target of a red-tailed hawk's attack. This movement up and over the fence, the transition from an inverted to an attacking position, is damn cool. The man filmed a big and angry monitor lizard that came here to prey on his chickens or even a kitten in his yard. Getting too close with the camera, he was attacked himself. Then the lizard was attacked by a chicken trying to protect its chicks. As a result, the lizard decided to leave such an unfriendly yard. This is the first time I've seen an armadillo collecting dry leaves for its nest. At this rate, the nest will be ready very quickly. This man decided to take pictures of the squirrel at close range. He put the camera on the ground, put bread on top, and stepped aside. As a result, the cunning squirrel grabbed the GoPro along with the bread and took it up a tree. It threw away the camera only when it ate the bread. This is the moment of incredible luck. This man saw a deer near his house and started filming on camera. The animal got scared and started running away, but during the jumps, its right horn immediately fell off. The man was glad that he was about to receive such a trophy, but hoped for a full set of horns, so he hid behind a bush and continued filming. The deer ran another 400 meters and shook off the left horn. Now there will definitely be something to hang on the wall. Then there are a few moments with animals fighting with electric fences. This bear approached an apartment building, but as soon as it received an electric shock right by its nose, it immediately ran away. This kid also decided to lick the wires of the electric fence. It definitely won't make such a mistake again. Now we have a dog that decided to mark the territory right next to the electric fence. I feel really sorry for the dog. It is unclear how this man found 2 newborn mice, but what happened next is simply incredible. He just holds the little mice in the palm of his hand, hoping that the mother mouse will take them away. This is what actually happened. The field mouse overcame all its fears and took the first mouse right from the palm of the hand. Later, it came for the second one. Are you ready to get shocked? This guy is sleeping peacefully when suddenly someone breaks into the house and opens the door. I'm sure that he was terrified when he saw a bear 2 meters away from him. He didn't know what to do and just screamed. The bear was probably scared too, and when the guy turned on the light, it immediately left. In the backyard, people started filming the squirrel. At first, they thought that the squirrel was injured, but then they realized that it had eaten some hallucinogenic mushrooms. It was really difficult for the photographer not to shake the camera because he laughed very much. I really liked this way of fishing. All you need is just to use a jug, and the small fish jump there on their own. While giant Asian hornets are busy eating meat, people put white bandages on them. With these bandages, the hornets are returning home, and now their nest is doomed. The location of the hive is tracked by using this white bandage. People in protective suits reach their place and catch all the insects. In the end, the most important thing is to destroy the hornet queen. This is how people protect their hives from these aggressive pests. Have you ever seen a cow with 5 legs? There it is. Its 5th leg grew right on the back. It obviously doesn't work, but it looks very unusual. This man came with a net to rescue a cat that can't get out of a high concrete pier. Of course, the poor cat got scared, jumped into the water, and started swimming in the other direction. But there was nowhere to swim, so the cat started coming back. The man did not give up, and soon he managed to save the cat. This funny cat showed all the visitors to the supermarket how to relax properly. I definitely did not expect this. The kid found a huge toad and hid it in his swimming trunks. I think they will definitely not be able to get to the river, so the escape plan can be considered unsuccessful. A chimpanzee from Arnhemburger Zoo in the Netherlands had an intriguing encounter with a drone that landed with a stick. Now the monkey has a new toy, which it got tired of pretty quickly. Here is another funny case filmed on camera. This mirror was placed in front of the rooster. The evil creature immediately saw the enemy in the reflection and began a battle with itself. Such a shadow fight could last all day, and it's good that the mirror was taken away. Now we have a few incredible videos of releasing pigeons. The birds are taken away from their dovecote and released. Pigeons rush home, guided by the sun, and their owners are looking forward to the return of their pets. As soon as the pigeon reaches its home, the owner looks at its personal number and sends it to the organizers. By doing so, they calculate the distance and time for which the bird flew it. The winner is the one who meets the shortest deadline. Now we have 2 adult geese with 8 small goslings. As always, these babies are in serious danger all the time. This time they were attacked from the sky. As soon as the eagle approaches, the parents take off and desperately protect their goslings. By doing so, they successfully repelled 2 attacks, and the eagle did not return anymore. This curious bear got into a house in Southern California. It did not manage to stay there for a long time. It was kicked out by 2 small, yet ferocious terriers. This dirty sloth fell from a tree into a swamp and immediately became the target of an ocelot attack. A predatory cat sees prey in front of it, but even it is disgusted to touch this smelly, dirty creature despite its hunger. The sloth came up with an escape plan and began to climb back and forth on a branch. The ocelot circled around for a long time, but then just left while not daring to attack. A couple from British Columbia captured a unique moment. This raven flew next to their car for 45 minutes. It was as if the bird was accompanying them somewhere, and they really couldn't get rid of it. At one point, they even stopped to feed it. Surprisingly, the raven was happy to eat almost from the man's hands. A home surveillance camera captured a hawk attacking a squirrel right outside the house. Despite all efforts, the squirrel failed to escape. This poor hawk that crashed into a car at speed got stuck in the radiator grill. The driver immediately stopped and saw that the hawk was alive, but he could not get it out. After several attempts, the bird was released. It was very scared, but unharmed. As you can see, it quickly regained consciousness and flew away. For the first time, the relationship between mongooses and warthogs was noticed by tourists in the Queen Elizabeth National Park in Uganda. Striped mongooses clean parasites from the skin of a warthog in the African savanna. They can be called natural copies of Timon and Pumbaa, the famous couple from The Lion King. Mongooses get nutritious protein food, and warthogs get rid of annoying parasites, so everyone is happy. Now it's time for this antelope, which is trying to save its newborn baby from 2 hungry jackals. The case was filmed in a nature reserve in Kenya. The antelope successfully defended the baby, and it looks like it managed to repel all the attacks of the jackals. This family was just in shock. A whole pride of lions stopped in their backyard to rest and take a nap. When these 6 big cats saw the man, they were very scared, but they were not going to leave right away. It looks like a very dangerous way of living together. The dog's owner desperately rushed into the icy water to save his pet. I think that the dog itself would not have been able to break the ice all the way to the shore, but it was rescued. With the help of a drone, people managed to capture a unique white creature accompanied by a huge whale mother. Albino whales are a very rare phenomenon. In fact, they are rare like any white animals that are born very infrequently. Did you know that there is such a thing as an ant circle of death? A small group of ants begins to run in a vicious circle, gradually involving more and more other ants in their endless cycle. So they continue to go in circles until they drop dead. And the ant circle continues its rotation until it is completely exhausted, leaving behind the dead. A possible explanation for the phenomenon is the pheromone trail that ants of some species use to mark the surface of the soil while trying to find some food. Ants simply perceive the direction and intensity of the smell and move strictly along the pheromone trail. This stupid sloth didn't even understand who it was climbing on. The huge anaconda immediately moved its head and did not attack. I think the snake was full, so the sloth soon climbed the tree and survived. Flying over the Rocky Mountains, a beautiful shooting of landscapes from a drone was interrupted by an attack of a golden eagle. A bird of prey mistook it for prey and began to take it to the nest. Communication with the device was interrupted at a distance of 900 meters. It remains a mystery whether the owner managed to save the drone, or it's just the last thing that was recorded. Now we have another similar moment. The drone was attacked by an eagle and instantly crashed to the ground. Raw eggs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No, this is not a new weight loss diet. This is the daily diet of the African egg eater, one of the most common representatives of egg snakes. Now we have a very unusual moment with this snake captured on camera. The snake crawled through a narrow hole in a plastic box that served as a nest for domestic chickens. There were 2 eggs, and the greedy snake swallowed everything it found at once. But it turned out to be impossible to crawl back out with the large chicken eggs inside, so the snake got stuck. The brazen thief had to give away the stolen goods to escape from this trap. Now it's time for a baby zebra that got stuck between 2 trees, and it stayed like that for 2 days. Remarkably, the adult zebras stayed close by, waiting for a miracle. The miracle for the little zebra was the appearance of the people who rescued it from this wooden trap. The kid quickly came to its senses and ran to the parents. This snake has stolen a small cub from a mouse nest and immediately crawled away with its prey. But the mother mouse pounces on the tail of the snake and begins to bite it viciously. The snake could not stand such pressure, it let go of the mouse and escaped, and the mother immediately took the baby to the nest. A 6-year-old boy is calmly watching cartoons on the couch. A crazy deer flies into the house, jumps on the sofa, and knocks a painting off the wall. The frightened boy runs out of that room, and he is very lucky that the deer did not attack him. This is just another crazy deer. It runs into a small office at high speed while breaking the glass. After making a run through the office, it runs out the back door. Fortunately, no one was injured. These cats sat on the doorstep for a long time and called the owner. When the woman came out, the cats were clearly calling her somewhere. They brought the owner to the old barn, where another cat had 5 kittens. It looks like their bowls are empty, and all the cats are very hungry. I don't know what these crows ate, but they had a lot of fun. They made themselves a winter slide on the windshield, and they took turns to enjoy it. Apparently, these birds are enjoying the first snow as well as the children. One person decided to tie a dog to a metal advertising sign. The dog was scared, so now they definitely won't find the advertisement. A young leopard somehow got into a deep well. The inhabitants of Indian antiquity listened for a long time to understand where these strange sounds were coming from. When the residents finally discovered the leopard, they decided not to kill it, but to save it. To subdue the predator, they had to use a tranquilizer, only then it was safely pulled out and taken to be released into the wild. Now we have an incredible video of flying a paraglider with birds. It looks amazing. They managed to get close to a flock of geese and shoot them in flight from an arm's length away. As I understand it, such a trip is offered to tourists for money, and they can even touch a goose in flight. The most surprising thing is the calmness of the birds, why they fly straight all the time, they do not fly away, and do not turn even when you touch them. The next moment was filmed by a girl. Here, you can see a female possum carrying 15 cubs on its back. We don't see this every day, and it's hard to believe that they all fit there and no one falls. This man is walking down the street with a huge mastiff who is very interested in a stray kitten. Just look at how desperately the cat rushes to protect the baby. It is a real supermom. Do you know that a bear in the store is a very common thing? Now you can see the camera footage of the bear eating delicious sweets. But the most interesting thing is ahead. A car approaches the store. This girl gets out of it and goes shopping. I can't even imagine how scared she was when she saw this black bear in the store. Exhausted by the Namibian heat, the rhinoceros headed for a dry watering hole. It instantly lay on the bottom trying to cool down in the murky water. Due to the thick silt at the bottom, the rhinoceros got stuck and became easy prey for a hungry pride of lions. A passing herd of elephants saw what was happening and immediately took action. They attacked the pride, and the lions were forced to retreat. One elephant desperately tried to pull the rhinoceros out of the pond using its tusks and legs, but it was unsuccessful. After 2 hours of trying, the elephants left, and the lions started attacking again. The rhinoceros had no chance. The man from the house looked into his garage through the window and came face to face with a cougar. There were some feathers sticking out of the mouth of the predatory cat, which means it had obviously already eaten the chicken. During the battle of looks, the cougar began to hiss and even rushed at the man through the window. This video is just amazing, while the cougar left very soon. Just look at this cat's reaction to the smell of its master's socks. I laughed for a very long time. A woman was horrified after she tried to leave the hospital in Elko, Nevada. She came across a real invasion of crickets and was really afraid to go outside. According to local residents, millions of crickets have descended on several counties of the state, creating real chaos for local residents. This incredible moment was captured on a home surveillance camera. There are several dogs in the yard. The woman gets into the car and starts backing up. A smart border collie immediately analyzes the situation and saves a chihuahua from being hit by a car. After all, dogs are very intelligent creatures. The snow leopard's powerful physique allows it to easily overcome steep slopes. The long tail provides balance and agility and wraps around the resting snow leopard to protect it from the cold. But at this moment, it was possible to film its fall from the cliff. The cat made a serious mistake and fell from a cliff about 15 meters high, but such a fall is nothing for the leopard. It is alive and doing well. Now, let's take a look at this wildebeest. A leopard attacks its adult cub, but the antelope is not confused. It immediately rushes to the defense and effectively drives away the predator. This guest came to a Sri Lankan 5-star hotel. I don't know how the huge wild elephant got inside, but the hotel staff was clearly not happy. Such a clumsy guest could damage the furniture and walls, but everything went smoothly. The elephant did not like the hotel and just left. On the forest road, a fearless deer went straight to the lynx and began to look aggressively at it, spreading its fluffy tail. I've seen several moments when lynxes of this size successfully hunted the same deer, but in this case, the lynx got scared and ran away. Perhaps this deer was just protecting its cub. You will definitely be surprised, but what you're seeing now is a shark egg. There are species of sharks which are not viviparous. I'm talking about horned sharks, which lay such unusual eggs. Some of them have a spiral shape. It serves to protect sharks from predators and so that the egg does not throw up on the shore, because with its edges, it'll catch on anything in the water. Here is what a very successful night bear hunt looks like. Now we have an adorable video of a baby deer and a rabbit playing together. It looks like these animals have really become friends. The cunning heron goes hunting, so this duck and its ducklings need to be more careful today. But it is very difficult to keep and protect so many ducklings near you. You can see how one of them fell a little behind and instantly found itself in the beak of a heron. The mother duck rushed to the defense, but it was too late. The heron flew away with its prey. This is an incredibly touching moment. This leopard mother helps its newborn cubs cross the road in Kruger National Park. All the cars stopped and watched this moment. One of the kids stopped in the middle of the road and did not understand where to go next. A caring mother immediately ran up and directed it to the right side. With the birth of a new brood of chicks, these ostriches must protect them from all possible dangers, and in this case, from a pack of hungry hyenas. You can see how the ostrich desperately rushes at the hyenas, driving them away from their newborn chicks. The king cobra is a huge and venomous snake that crawls to people in the heat without fear and enjoys taking a shower in cool water. We don't know how the dog got to this event, but it decided to cheer everyone up. Why it did it remains a mystery. It prepared very diligently for this mega jump, but all it did was make its owner laugh. As you can see, this girl clearly cares about the cleanliness of her own pet more than her own. This red-haired cat called its owner to the drain pipe for a long time, and when she came, she also heard suspicious sounds inside. There was an incomprehensible dirty creature in the pipe, and it was still alive. The creature turned out to be a squirrel, which the woman saved. Now we have a scene from The Lion King that comes to life. A male baboon stole a baby from the lions and put it on a marula tree, where it tries to take care of it. Such cases are not uncommon. We have another baboon who stole a leopard cub. Fortunately, this time, it's just a toy. This bear thought that it could approach the cougar cubs, however, that was not the case. The adult cougar was already running to help. As you can see, it is definitely able to protect the kids, even from a bear. The bear was really shocked. It was so scared that it just didn't know where to run, so it climbed a tree. Walking through the rocky terrain, this snow leopard wasn't ready for such a shocking situation. Meeting a yak is a rare stroke of luck, and now every beast is preparing for a potential battle. Will the size and strength of the yak be able to prevail over the agility and cunning of the snow leopard? It turned out that the yak was just resting. When it saw the predatory cat, it jumped and showed with all its appearance that it was ready to fight. The leopard decided to leave without risking its life. These two dogs have a problem. Their favorite toy is at the bottom of the pool. One turned out to be more cunning. It just waited for its friend to dive in and get the toy. The friend's jump looks funny, but the toy is saved. What a jump! But it still didn't work out to jump over all the cars. It looks like this cat really likes the company of these little golden retrievers. I'm afraid that they can really lick it to death. The cat is definitely crazy. This time, we are going to watch this young female elephant. Its cub is stuck in the mud, and all its attempts to help it do not lead to success. It took 2 whole days until rescuers came to help. The elephant's mother was so agitated that it was not going to let anyone near the baby. People decided to temporarily get rid of the elephant, and the entire rescue operation took no more than an hour. When the mother came to her senses, the baby elephant was already standing next to it, and they successfully continued their journey. This fire snail is a rare species with exceptional coloring. This is exactly what any snail breeder's dream looks like. The snail is endemic to a small mountainous area called the Cameron Highlands Cloud Forest in Malaysia. The features of the natural populations of these snails have not been studied enough, since the population can only be found within a radius of 100 kilometers. Snail lovers from all over the world dream of getting this snail in their collection. However, the main problem is that these snails can't live indoors and die really fast. The way schools of fish surround divers always looks very beautiful. On New Year's Eve, a family from Cape Town saw an uninvited guest on their Christmas tree. The snake was venomous, so no one dared to get close. They had to call a local snake catcher, who quickly dealt with the reptile. It turned out to be a boomslang. This is the deadliest snake in the country. The family is very lucky that it didn't bite anyone. The monitor lizard somehow got into a supermarket on the outskirts of Bangkok. Without worrying about the goods, it climbed to the very top of the counter and rests on the top shelf. Shoppers and supermarket staff are watching everything that is happening in a complete panic. According to reports, the reptile, 1.5 meters long, got out of a nearby canal and ran into a 7-Eleven store. This crazy cormorant caught a very large and wide sea fish. It tried to swallow it for a very long time, but the fish just wouldn't fit in its throat. In the end, the prey had to be released. You can see an Australian skydiver landing. The place is safe and clean, but after landing, he is immediately attacked by an evil kangaroo. The animal showed that it was not at all happy with someone falling from the sky, but after 2 attacks, it immediately ran away. Some people get very strange and unusual pets. For example, this woman keeps a crocodile named Gilphia at her house. The reptile has been living in this house since birth. It has learned to open the door and knows when to get back into the house to be fed. But for most people, seeing a crocodile in her house is a real shock. For example, this Florida resident heard a loud crackling in her kitchen at night, but when she saw the reason, she was just horrified. A 3-meter alligator got into her house. Mary came face to face with the uninvited guest around 4 a.m. The alligator smashed her windows, then destroyed the apartment, knocking over furniture and damaging the walls. This is a similar case in South Carolina. An unexpected guest appeared in the backyard of an ordinary apartment building. It was a large alligator. The evil creature turned out to be quite aggressive, but the rescue service successfully caught it and released it in a safe place. Surely after a large dose of alcohol, this guy decided to catch a little pig. He definitely forgot that its angry mother was also there. The pig attacked the man with all its fury and almost bit his ass.